Well, good morning. Hi. It is Wednesday. We have made it to the middle of the week. Um, our 7 days of salad challenge. People are going strong. We've gotten some great pictures from folks who are building their salads and taking what they've made and have left over and turning it into something else. So that's been really fun to watch. Today, we're going to be making our savory portobello and lentil salad. So the first thing we're going to do just to kick off here, we're going to heat up these lentils that we made on Sunday. So these were all prepped, waiting for us in the fridge. All we have to do is take this, and I have about half a cup of water in here to keep it from sticking to the pan. If you microwave, this can go right in the microwave for a few minutes, but I don't microwave. So first we're going to put this in our saucepan here. All right, that goes right in there. And then we're going to add, I guess I didn't need that. We're going to add our half a cup of water to keep it from burning. And I'm going to put that right on the stove. So we're going to put it on the stove at about, I have gas, I'm doing about a 3. We're going to let that slowly heat up. I don't need it. I don't need to shock it. All right, and so what we have in front of us here is our sweet and crunchy roasted roots that we're going to prep for our lunch tomorrow. I am making extra because when I looked at all of this, I decided I must have this for dinner tonight. So I'm going to make a little extra here. And of course, you know, I can't really see what I'm doing. So we'll do our little granny glasses here. Now this is the turnip that went rogue on me. Look at the size of that beauty. It's got a little bit of green growing out of the top here. It's got this, it looks like an alien. It's going to take over the world. I think I need to stop watching so much sci-fi because my imagination is taking me away. So I've got this beautiful turnip. I've got one of my large Amish carrots that I'm going to use. And I also have this, look at the size of this parsnip. So again, my mother, who finds all the awesome food, found these parsnips for me at a local produce dealer that she knows. And so I've already peeled it. I've already cut off a couple of little dark spots. I let it soak in some cold water for an hour, and that sort of refreshed it. It was a little leathery and tired. So, and then I have 5 beautiful large, look at that, I've got a spotlight. Yay. Beautiful Yukon Gold potatoes from my $7 bargain bin, half bushel. So I'm not gonna peel those. I've checked them over. One had a little bad spot, so I took that off, but they look just fine. I'm leaving skin on, and these are all peeled. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut up this turnip. So if you have your vegetables and you're working alongside me, go ahead and pull out your vegetables that you're going to be cutting up. If you have a sweet potato, I don't have a sweet potato in the house. And we got dumped with snow last night. I was so sad because our River Valley plant-based living group our monthly meeting was supposed to be last night. I actually bought an extra copy of the How Not to Diet book by Dr. Grieger, and I was going to give it away last night, so I guess we'll have to do that in February instead. If you're local to the Jersey Shore, Pennsylvania, Williamsport area, you are welcome to those meetings. They are free. We have a very tasty plant luck that we do. We have a short program. There's always a live cooking demonstration. I was supposed to do 3 different salad dressings, one of them being the whole food plant-based cooking shows hemp seed, dairy-free, nut-free ranch dressing, which I made for myself the other day, and it was fantastic. So I was going to make it for our meeting last night. Didn't get a chance to do that, so we'll see what February holds. All right, so yeah, we did get dumped with a ton of snow. There was no going anywhere today. The schools are closed. Highways, I heard this morning, are just terrible. And so all of this, I've mentioned before, my husband Tom is he loves to farm, and he does work out, as they call it here, but he has pigs in the backyard. So up in the woods, he raises these woodlot hogs. So we will save all of our trimmings for him. All right, we're going to cut up this turnip here, and I'm going to try to make my pieces maybe about 1 inch by 1 inch. I'm not going to get exact on that, but all right. Yeah, so things are a little quiet here this morning. Trey got up early and gave me those doe eyes and said, "What about school?" And I said, "Well," I said, "all the kids in public school have off today." And so he gave me that face, and I said, "Okay." So he's got the day off of school today. He's very excited, or was very excited until he had breakfast, went outside, rolled down the hill, came inside, and his stomach is now not happy that he rolled down the hill with a full stomach. So he's in his bedroom recovering. The poor kid. All right, so he'll be fine. Little bit of baking soda water, as my mother always says. All right, so we are moving right along here in this turnip. I'm trying to make these cuts even, so I'm actually cutting down the middle. And then, what are you guys making? What are you using for your root vegetables, for your sweet and crunchy roasted roots? I love this on a salad, by the way. One of my first introductions to how to build a great salad, there's a local raw food expert in our area, Gail Miller. She actually has a website, Kitchen Creations, I think it's called, by Gail Miller. She makes kombucha that's to die for. Anyway, she taught me to do boiled potatoes on my salad, and I had never heard of this. Salad tends to upset my stomach if I don't have some kind of carbohydrate with it. So that opened up a whole new world for me. All right, so we're throwing our turnip in our mixing bowl. We're moving on to our parsnips. I'm trying to think how's the best way to do this. I think I'm going to check those lentils. I hear them simmering away back here. Okay, that is lovely. They're doing really well. But I'm turning my heat down to low, and we're going to give them just a little bit more water here. Maybe like another 1/4 cup, because I don't want them to stick. All right, so we've got our parsnip here. I'll move these so you can see. We've got our nice big parsnip here. I'm going to try to do it as best I can in thirds. Let's see if that works. My father-in-law loved parsnips. I like them mashed. I boil them alongside some carrots, and then I mash them and add a little bit of nutritional yeast to that. They brown very quickly. All right, so those are going in our bowl alongside our turnip. This is probably going to be, well, this is going to be more than the recipe calls for. Not too worried about that because I know I'll eat it. Even if it doesn't fit all on the sheet pan, I will just put it aside and put it on another little pan. All right, those are done. Carrots for color. Honestly, I got to be honest with you. I don't prefer the flavor. Okay, sorry. So Marcy, who is one of my dedicated followers, just commented that her son, she also homeschools, her son is Trey's age, and he just heard in the video that I'm giving Trey the day off of school. So I'm sorry, Marcy, I didn't mean to throw you under the proverbial bus. But you know, all the other kids have a school day, so, I mean a snow day. I'm just saying. Now, let's be realistic here. They're going to be in school, poor things, until the end of June at this rate. But, yeah, no, Trey is a snow day. I wish you guys lived closer. You could come over and go sledding if he stops hurling at any point. Okay, so now we're headed on to our Yukon Golds. And these are some big Yukon Gold potatoes. I am super stoked about these potatoes. Yukon Golds are expensive, but they're my favorite. And they're one of those things that I actually budget for. I spend more money on potatoes, I think, than I do on buying meat for the guys. But it's a staple to what I eat. And that sort of leads me into a question. I've had two people now mention to me that they were under the impression that well, I shouldn't say that. One person mentioned it to me. Another person was asking about low carbs or no grains or whatever. And so a whole food plant-based diet, the premise of this is that our whole carbohydrates are where we get our energy. And our body will naturally convert those carbohydrates into energy. If you're not eating meat and you're not eating dairy, you have to eat a lot of vegetables. Now, if you are trying to lose weight, it makes sense to limit your fat. But there are people who very successfully lose a lot of weight eating all whole starches. So just keep in mind that don't be afraid. I know when I first started, it had been drilled into my brain for so long that low carb was the way to go. It took me a while to get comfortable with this concept of eating all the starches. And that first month that I was whole food plant-based, I ate so many potatoes because I was so excited I could eat potatoes. Obviously, there are health factors involved if you have diabetes, if you have other health concerns that are affected by carbohydrates. Please check with your doctor and don't go in and say Rosalyn said. I'm not an expert. I'm just doing the best I can do. And, you know, my goal is to share what I know and maybe help some other people. That's my goal. So, all right. So our roasted roots, our roots are all prepped. So the next thing we're going to do, I'm looking at my little, looking at the ingredients here. So this is what we're using for our spices. I'm going to use my sweet Italian spice blend. If you have your cookbook, the front of the cookbook part is the spice blends. There are 9 of them, really 8. The elevated everything, it's basically an everything but the bagel seasoning with no salt in it. It does not need it. I love that. That's the best seasoning blend. I really appreciate it. The other spice blends. So what I've done is I took my sweet Italian spice blend, which is what this is. It's onion powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika, fennel seeds, sage, thyme, rosemary, and savory. If you like a strong Italian flavor, you could add oregano. What I do is I take all those spices and I add them to this. Here we go. I add them to this handy dandy grinder. This is nothing special. This is just a Black & Decker Smart Grind. It's for coffee, but I love it. It's small. It holds my spices perfectly, and I leave it right on my counter. I use it, my goodness, probably 3 or 4 times a week. So and here we go. I spun again. Don't you love this little thing? Look at this little stand. I have to show you this. This little stand, it's supposed to be for recipe cards, but because I do most of my cooking from my electronic devices, it fits this tablet perfectly. So I love that. That was a present from my my best friend Donna for Christmas. Love her. Okay, so shout out to all the besties. All right, so we are going to 2 tablespoons of tahini, 3 tablespoons of water, and then our spice blends. So let's see. 1. Okay, so tahini. Why tahini? I use the tahini, especially in the beginning, because it's my oil substitute. Tahini, and this one is, my sister got me this for Christmas. This is actually from Israel. Tahini, all it is ground sesame seeds. I know. I've actually made it in my Vitamix. So the trick to making it at home, if you have a Vitamix, is to toast your sesame seeds first. It helps release the oil. But I was very successful in doing it. I actually have all the sesame seeds in the house. I need to do it again. All right, and then we're going to do 3 tablespoons of water. So though the tahini acts as our oil, and it will help our spices bind to our roots. Now, you don't have to do that. If you simply sprinkled this in and just mushed it around with your hands, that would work as well. And I'm going to see, I was just going to say I might add a little extra, so that made the decision for me. So I'm just going to mix this around. Then we're going to use my highly technological mixing gadget. All right. So there we go. That is that. And somewhere, where did I put it? There it is. Hold on real quick. I'm going to stir these. These are fine. I do not want them to cook. I'm turning them down. They will be perfect. And I'm going to take our sauce here. I'm just going to drizzle that all over. They will not taste like sesame. Don't worry about that. It's not going to taste like sesame. Again, if you don't use sesames, don't like sesame seeds, if you don't have access to tahini and don't want to make some, totally fine. Don't use sesame seeds. Don't use tahini. Just do spices on dry roots. Yes, they will roast. Yes, they will be delicious. Use a couple of tablespoons of water if you feel like you need a little bit of liquid. So I roast things 2 ways, my cut up stuff. I roast things on my baking stone from Pampered Chef. I have a good friend, Jennifer Schaefer. She's on Facebook too. She sells Pampered Chef. So if you don't have a baking stone, I'd really recommend you get one. No, I'm not getting a kickback for that. All right, but they're wonderful. And they crisp everything up easily. Okay, we're gonna make a mess now. Are you ready? Here we go. And we're just mushing. So everything, we want everything coated. So get your hands down in there. Don't be afraid. We can wash up later. And this is just for me. I just realized that I touched my face before I put my hands in here. Don't worry. I'm the only one that's going to eat this, which is a little unfortunate. It would be nice if Tom and Trey might try this. I don't think they'll like it with the parsnips and the turnip, though. That is their choice. They are very respectful of my choices, so I am very intentional to be just as respectful of them. All right, so we're going to move this over to the side. We're going to pull our tray in, and then we're just going to see how much we can fit on here. I don't think it's all going to fit. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, that's about all that's going to fit. So what the recipe called for, my recipe was almost doubled. It's easy enough to put this in another batch. So let's spread mine out a little bit. You could put greens on this if you wanted to. You could add Brussels sprouts to this if you wanted to. If you wanted to use the Indian spice blend in the cookbook and add some raisins and cover it tightly with foil, that would actually be really good. All right, I'm gonna wash my hands. So while I'm washing my hands, what are you thinking of the salad so far? Do you like them? All right, we're gonna put this in the oven. It's already preheated to 425. I should have mentioned that before we got started, but it is. All right, here we go, into the middle. And I'm gonna set my timer. Hold on, look at my recipe. 30 minutes. All right. Excellent, 30 minutes in. Now, I have all this extra I'm actually going to put that aside, and I'll cook that later. So what we are going to do now, I have my awesome Italian seasoning blend. Now this Italian seasoning blend, I'll mention, I designed this so that, or I developed this recipe to take the place of Italian sausage. So if you like the flavor of Italian sausage, you could actually roast chickpeas with this. So yummy, and that would be an excellent salad topper as well. So you would basically do the same thing we're doing for the roasted roots, just use chickpeas that have been drained and rinsed. Use a little bit of tahini. I don't think you would need to because they're pretty much, you know, they have a little moisture on them already. Just sprinkle this on, coat them really well, and then roast them. So, all right, now we're headed in this direction. Okay, here we go. I have my salad bowl, which I emptied yesterday, and I have to tell you, along with you, oh, I'm so sorry. Little B sees something. I don't know what he sees. Little B, come here. Come on. No, he's on guard dog today. I don't really know. Hopefully he stops. So I have been eating these. I've been getting back in the habit of eating bowls like this of salad with you this week, and I have to tell you, I am so full. I mean, I'm eating my regular meals, but I'm really not hungry in between. And I love to snack when I watch my sci-fi shows at night. But I didn't really even want to snack the last couple of nights because I really think this is making a big difference. So here we go. Salad for today. We are going to start with our romaine and take a look at how you're doing. Are you going to need more? I think I'm going to need to get some more. I'm actually going to go to the farmer's market tomorrow and look for some fresh local greenhouse lettuce. I'll let you know what I find. I'll be back before our video, so I will have, I'll show you what I got. All right, so then we've got our kale, and again, I'll say it again, if you're not used to eating this much kale, go easy on your body. Otherwise, there could be some digestion rebellion. Cut it back to half, maybe only do one handful. Really, the goal is just a dark green. So if it's spinach for you, use spinach. If it's arugula, use arugula. Whatever, just get a dark green in there. All right, and our power blend with our red cabbage and our red carrots and our red cabbage, our carrots, and our red onion. My goodness. All right, that's going on there too. Two nice little handfuls of that. Ooh, looking pretty. Okay, and then I also, the other half of that carrot, I thought I should just use that. Oh, look, it matches. So pretty. All right, that's going to go on there too. I mean, seriously, who wouldn't want to eat that? Look how pretty that is. Isn't that nice? All right, so Marcy, I want to know, what did you decide? School, no school? How'd it go? Okay, so we've got that. Now we have our lentils. They look very tasty. Here, I'll give you a shot here. There you go. There are the lentils. They look great. Oh, they smell wonderful. So savory. So I'm actually going to use some of my leftover lentils to make a loaf probably tomorrow night for my dinner, and then I'll have it all weekend if I have something like that made. Yes, that's a lot of lentils, but I want to go back to what we were talking about. You're getting the majority of your calories, of your energy from these full starches. Don't be afraid of lentils. They're easy to digest, packed with nutrients, and they'll fill you up. And this also has those mushrooms. It's got carrots. It's got onions. I think it's got celery. Lots of yum loaded right here. And you are not going to be hungry in a couple of hours. I guarantee it. You're going to get to dinner. I mean, what is it? 11:20-ish. So you eat a salad this big, you're not going to want anything until close to 4 o'clock. That's what I find. Maybe not even till dinner. So that's what we've got. Let's make our dressing. I have my mother's My mother's maple syrup, remember she rescued me the other day when I ran out and I had to run over to her house. They recently moved um, into the area for the winter. And I think I'm going to use that. And it's so nice to have them here. It's sort of this reverse snowbird thing where, you know, in the summers they're in Massachusetts and then in the winters they're here, and I love it. We just love having them here. All right, so I'm going to take about a tablespoon of maple syrup, just enough to sweeten it, because balsamic vinegar, you know, it's pretty punchy. Okay, so Noah, congratulations on no school today, Noah. Nice job, Marcy. Good job, Mom. And enjoy your snow day. Wish we lived closer. All right, so we're going to just put in maybe 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. You're not going to need a lot here. Nice. These lentils are so savory on their own, they don't need much. So we're going to pour that over the top. Smells so good. All right, let me grab a fork. That's it for salad prep. We just made lunch and we're getting ready for lunch for tomorrow. This is why we spend the time on Sunday, because, you know, it's Wednesday. Whew, we're making it. We're getting through. If you push a little hard during the week, you know, your Wednesdays are tough days. You're just trying to get it all done. And having this done and ready, it's just wonderful. All right, so let me see if I can get the perfect bite. Did anybody remember where that came from? Can I just tell you, I couldn't remember. I said it and then I was like, why do I know that? I said child of the 80s, and really that's true, but it was from a sitcom in the 90s. I'm pretty sure it was from Friends. Can anyone correct me if I'm wrong? All right, let's take a bite. That balsamic vinaigrette on the top, that made it. So I'm breaking my fast with this. And it tastes fantastic. That's Wednesday. We have about 20 minutes left on the timer for the roasted roots. You're going to let those finish. Use a little knife or a tester of some kind. Make sure the biggest roots are soft. If you want them crunchy, turn your broiler on. If you want them soft, take them out of the oven when they're cooked, throw a piece of tin foil over, and then throw a towel over that. That will soften it. I can't decide if I want them crunchy or soft. I'll let you know. I'll post a picture at some point. We'll talk about it tomorrow because we're going to use them tomorrow. Christine, lovely to see you. It is delicious. Seriously, if you haven't made lentils like this before, I would really recommend it. Thanks for joining me today. We have beautiful sunshine outside here in central Pennsylvania. We have snow and wind. It is cold. The wood stove is cranked. And I am going to go eat my salad and relax. This week is sort of a down week for me aside from the videos. We're just chilling at home, getting back into the swing of school. And so that's what we're up to. So drop me a note on the Facebook page with your pictures of your salads. I don't even care if they're my salads. Just, what are you eating? Show me. Have a great day, you guys. Thanks for joining me. All right, I'll see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock, right here. Bye.